Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Raging Fury 505 and today we'll be talking about what Halo Infinite Infection needs in order to be viable. What I will say is my opinion, so feel free to disagree with some or even all my points. Okay, now let's get into the video. Okay, this is a huge one. Honestly, game-breaking bugs and maps that do not flow correctly for infection is a huge turnoff for me. This should not even be a requirement for infection. For bug-free tested maps should be in the playlist from the start, but Halo 5 changed that. Maps such as Ghoul Town, Black Friday, and Freak Show had major frame drop issues that made my performance drop. Other bugs should be checked as well, such as glitch spots, weapon glitches, and more. Now, I'm not expecting maps to be perfect, there can be some minor bugs here and there, however these bugs should be fixed rapidly and not linger in the game for months. Additionally, 343 can throw in some maps that are not designed for infection. As we have seen with Halo Reach MCC Infection, 343 still hasn't learned that not any map can be thrown into infection and work well. They implemented maps such as Rigor Mortis. This map has so many issues from being way too large, having the majority of rounds being dead, and having zombies being way too exposed. Now I believe that map size should vary from small to medium sized maps, but it's obvious that Rigor Mortis did not have the proper testing and should not have been implemented into matchmaking. If it was somehow implemented into infection, however, it should have been removed quickly. Unfortunately, maps such as Rigor Mortis, Crypt, and many more are never removed because of 343's lack of dedication to the game.
3 survivors remain. 2 survivors remain. Last Spartan standing.
Now, this title may seem kind of confusing. Last man standing tweaks? What does that mean? By this I mean that we should change the target being on a survivor's head from 1 survivor remaining to 3 survivors remaining. By doing this, it reduces the mass advantage campers possess when they pursue last man. Although camping will be a viable strategy, it will give other survivors a better chance to receive last man as the round enters the endgame. Now, you might be asking, should these 3 survivors receive any additional perks for being the last survivors? Honestly, I believe no additional perks should be awarded to these players, but a minor buff will be fine by me. Just nothing major such as overshields. Major buffs do not work well when given to multiple survivors, as we have seen with Halo 2 Anniversary's Cadre. That game mode was so broken to begin with, but Cadre just made it way worse, and that's a story for another day. Real quick, let's talk about last man perks. I think that having a simple overshield protecting the last man from one energy source strike is good, but I think either quicken reload or infinite ammo must be removed, or both. Honestly, I do not have a concrete opinion about other buffs that the last man standing should receive, so I'll leave it at that. Now, this is extremely important in order to keep infection's population up. I believe infection has rotational maps, it will keep the game fresh. Now, how should it work? I think that Halo Infinite Infection should have some core maps that stay forever, the favorites of the community. For example, if I had to pick 4 core maps of Halo 5, I would pick Drill Site, Malignant, Hellfire, and Station Zulu. Now, how would core maps be selected? I believe that core maps could be voted for by the community, or bigger YouTubers such as Ego Precursor could input their feedback of the best core maps to 343 with evidence to back up why these maps are the cream of the crop. Now, I think every 8 to 12 weeks, the rest of the maps should be rotated with new maps. This would require 343 to produce a lot of maps, but they could work with Forge creators in order to have enough maps needed to make this work. Forge creators make a ton of infection maps that could work well in infection, but are never implemented. 343 needs to stop ignoring the plethora of maps they have and actually put them to use. Now, if one of the rotational maps did fairly well, it could be rotated back into infection in the future. If a map was extremely popular, it could even be made into a core map. If a map was not liked much by the community, it could be rotated out of infection and never be seen again. I know this is more controversial, but I strongly advocate for weapon variety in infection. Weapon variety gives players the ability to experience infection differently each time they play, and honestly helps keep the game fresh. Yes, just having shotguns and pistols helps keep infection more consistent, but having a variety of weapons makes infection more exhilarating in general and allows players more freedom to play infection the way they want. Additionally, having a variety of weapons I believe caters to the majority of the infection community, which helps keep the infection population bustling with players. Having a variety of weapons to be picked up in the map gives the game mode an enhanced feeling of survival, like you're truly in a zombie apocalypse. However, we can introduce a game mode similar to Alpha Zombies that was available in Halo 5 and Halo Reach Infection to appease more classic players. However, I think this game mode should appear for the minority of maps, around 35% to be exact.
Lord of the Flies. Flatline. Conversion. Ancient One.
Zombies have been one of the most argued topics for years when it comes to an infection. Although many types of zombies have been tried out throughout the Halo games, none I believe quite hit the bullseye for being balanced. If I had to pick any zombie which was designed the best, it would be Halo 5's zombie system. Yes, camo zombies are quite annoying, but it did allow for quick infections and for humans to be still significantly more powerful than their infected comrades. When I'm a zombie in Halo 5, even when I was a noob, I never felt powerless as a zombie, and I always felt like I had a chance whenever I was trying to infect other players. On the other hand, when I was a human, I always felt confident that I had a good chance of surviving an encounter with an alpha zombie. Halo 5 zombies got significantly more unbalanced, however, when Halo 5 decided to buff camo, making camo players harder to see and harder to shoot. This indirectly buffed Halo 5's infection alpha zombies and made infection harder to play for humans. However, even before, Halo 5's alpha zombies was still quite strong. What 343 could do to fix this is by making alpha zombies only having their perks until they infect one survivor. This allows the round to start moving easier, and it also balances alpha zombie infected players in the process. Well, that is it. Those are the things Halo Infinite needs in order to be viable. If I didn't cover a specific topic that you want me to discuss, let me know in the comments. To reiterate, these are my opinions, and honestly, I'm open to hearing drastically different opinions. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.